Yo, what is going on? And welcome to another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life, part of the Believe Network. I'm Ramsey Abushala, editor of UrbanPitch.com. Julio Matarosa, executive director of Vibes. What's going on, Julio? How we doing?
It's a Audible Thursday.
Yeah, Audible Thursday. We got a new studio. We're in a different studio.
Not because we wanted to, but it happened.
Yeah, we're making things work. We had to make things work because we have a very special guest coming to us in person. We've been trying to make this work for quite some time, and I'm glad we finally were able to get it scheduled. But Angel City's very own Casey Phair, the youngest ever World Cup debutant in the building. What's going on, Casey? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Sorry, I don't know what to say.
There's going to be plenty to talk about, so don't worry. We'll throw the questions your way. You just feed through the energy. We're super loose, laid back. So Julio says it best, right?
Yeah, because at 16, I was dealing with acne. You just don't have to worry about a podcast. So you're completely good.
Yeah. 17 years old and probably more accomplished than both of us combined. So we're in rarefied air. We're happy to have you on.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about Angel City, because that's obviously the big thing. The season's coming up, 2025. Y'all did the preseason. You're in the middle of the preseason run, going up to the home opener here in a couple of weeks. Talk about 2025, because a big season, a lot of anticipation leading up to this. They have the new training facility, a couple of new signings, interim head coach, and still stuff in the air. But what are the vibes like? What's going on? How was the offseason, and what's the outlook for 2025 so far?
So I think the main thing that I've been saying for 2025 is new year, new me, and then me and my friends are new year, new us.
Okay.
So I think that for Angel City, the vibes are really high. I think with all the new stuff that we have, the new facility, the new players, and new staff, I guess everyone's just really happy to be there. And I think especially with the new facility, everyone's super motivated, especially me. In the gym last year we had a little tent and I would just kind of do it to do it, but now it's we have so many racks, so I'm actually trying to get strong. And so I think just the vibes are a lot different from last year, and I think everyone's a lot more motivated and super happy.
Yeah, New Year, New Me usually lasts, for me at least,
a couple months.
February, second week of February, and then I'm just I'm back. Yeah. I'm back on my.
I'm the same person.
People don't change, man. Come on,
But Ramsey's excited because Ramsey's been the Angel City season ticket holder for the last few years.
Really?
So I know he's had his up and downs with the team. He's vented here plenty of times. So hopefully we can turn this frown upside down.
I mean, not frown, man. We're still we've it's been just a cool experience, from a fan perspective, and then from a podcast, I don't know, not media member. I don't know what to call ourselves. I still don't know, understand, what we're doing in this space. But it's interesting to have that from both sides, right? Because the team. The vibes at the stadium are just incredible. It's always a good time going there. And then the team's been up and down. There's been good seasons. There's been okay seasons.
The talent has always been there,
and the talent has So talk about the locker room, because there's obviously there's the young guns, and you're part of that crew. There's the veterans. There's the established players. How does that dynamic work? Because I think that's something that from a fan I feel is the most interesting part of the team. Today's episode is brought to you by BetOnline. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned fan or a first-time bettor, BetOnline is your ultimate game day companion. With the largest selection of odds on everything from NBA and college basketball to the NHL and UFC, BetOnline continues to be your number one sports betting resource. From every three-pointer to hat trick, BetOnline has you covered with odds, stats, and more for every game, every play, and every win. BetOnline, the game starts here.
So right now I'm not actually in the locker room. I'm in the smaller under 18 locker room. But that's that aside, I think that this year I feel a lot closer with everyone. Obviously last year I was friendly with people, but I wasn't close, I would say. But now not being a rookie and I guess having more experience and being with the players a lot more has helped me open up, I guess. And I think I've made more connections with players outside of my I guess, immediate friend group. So I think just with like the older players, I feel like since I'm like a lot younger, it's more of like a mentor and like a student type of vibe. But I think that especially this year, I feel like everyone's just super encouraging and like they genuinely want the best for all the younger players. So I feel like our team is really special where we have a bunch of young players and then also really talented and established older players. So I think that they have just been so amazing, especially like for this preseason and with myself. I feel like I've gotten so much better in like a little span of time, just with like some attention to detail things that I've worked on with like Sid and Christen. So I think that dynamic I'm super grateful for. And also having a bunch of younger players has like given me some of my best friends in like my entire life, I think, with like Alyssa and Giselle. And so I think it's really nice to have like older players that are mentors, but then also younger players that are just kind of like me and like we're going through the same thing, so we relate a little bit more.
Yeah, that's a really cool dynamic to have, because you have on one side the like veteran presence and telling you how to do things, like you know, especially as a forward, you know, like Christen Preston's, Leroux, like that's like two of the like you couldn't ask for better
mentors.
But then at the same time, you have a couple of young players like you, just like trying to make it and not really, you know, like haven't done this before, and so it's a cool dynamic to have. It's almost like a coming of age movie where they have, you know, like the friend groups and like, you know, like the different cliques and stuff like that. But who can you talk about like the mentor role? Like, were there certain players that you found like more approachable, or did they come to you? Like how did that work, especially when you first joined the team?
So I think last year I was a lot more scared, and like I didn't really want to ask questions because I like was just scared to talk to a lot of the older players. But I think that Sid Leroux and Christen Press, like those are the two biggest ones for me who I feel like have influenced me the most. And it might be because we play the same position, so they have a lot more insight. But I think they're or Kristen's a little bit harder to approach than Sid. And like Christen always says that like last year I was so shy and she didn't think I had a louder personality, but she said this year I blossomed into a more talkative version of myself. But I think Sid is easy to connect with because she's just talks to everybody and makes so many jokes. And I think the way that she like communicates is just so funny to me, so I think that really helped me open up to her. But they've also just come to me with like tips and like little things that I could fix in training, and I think that has kind of opened up a route for me to like come to them with more questions. So like especially this year, I feel like I'll ask them things I never would have thought to even like say out loud last year, and I think I just really like how the dynamic has shifted where I feel more comfortable like speaking my truth with them and like asking questions when I'm curious.
Is there anything you can share like tips for as a forward that they gave you? They're like, oh, I should have done that sooner.
Okay, so I am 5'8.5", basically 5'9", and last year I was so bad at heading the ball, and I was like so scared, and I guess it was like a waste of height for me to not be able to head the ball, especially as a 9. So this preseason, actually, me and Sid, she would throw balls to me for like 15 minutes. I would just head them into the goal over and over again, and then I scored against Seattle.
Right, I saw that.
That was all Sid, because literally like the weeks before that we just spent all on heading. So I think that is a big one that comes to mind, because literally it was such a waste of my height because I was so scared to head the ball.
Going back to your rookie season last year, was there any rookie responsibilities? Because you hear the NBA rookies got to bring donuts before every practice. Did you have any responsibilities like that?
I don't think so. We had like a wheel of punishments, but lucky for me, I always ended up on the one where it's like you could switch with another person. So the one time I had to do it, I switched with someone else.
It's like a white elephant type.
The reverse Uno cards always always good.
But you talk about kind of coming into your own a little bit, because that first year, especially someone like your age, is like so like I remember when I was 16, like I couldn't imagine like having to talk to someone, especially like Christen Press, who from an outside, like I've never said a word to Christen Press, but she has like an aura about her, you know,
crazy
where
aura.
it's like I would like, you know, like I would expect like an adult to be scared to talk to her, you know, like even on her podcast, like the way she talks is like this such like a luxurious like you know, like like she gives off. So how was it? Just a matter of spending more time with them, or maybe getting older, getting more mature? Like how did you feel like you were able to kind of open up a little bit like that?
I think especially like last season was very hard for me, and then when I went into the off season, it was kind of like a lot of self-growth, I guess. So I guess part of it is becoming more comfortable and like being around them more. But I think for me, something that I really tried to work on was my confidence, and I think I lost some of that last year, which was kind of like hard for me because I was always a very confident player and a person. So during the off season, I was just very focused on becoming the once confident self of myself again.
Returning to that.
So I think this year, just new year, new me, like I'm just trying to remind myself to stay confident, and like even I'll joke, like if I do something embarrassing, I'll just say it's okay, confidence. And like even though like sometimes it can be fake, I think just pretending to be confident has made me so much more like So I think just being with them, but also trying to be more confident.
I'm gonna start doing that. Just confidence.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I mess up a lot.
Yeah. Miss a shot. Confidence.
Confidence.
Yeah, man. You can't. If you're not failing, you're not trying. You know.
Yeah.
So like that's a big thing, and so I'm right there with you, Julio. Like I need to get that self-talk into my life, because every time I mess up, it's like, dude, you idiot. Like you know, it's mostly on the golf course, but
Oh yeah. Okay. Exactly where I was gonna use it.
Self-talk on the golf course. I feel like that's you know, we're in different stages of our lives. So, how about like the dynamic with you know, you mentioned Giselle and Alyssa and, you know, Kenny Fuller and some of these like young players. Like there's like
He's born 2000 players.
There's like a meme. There's like a meme of like the Rugrats, you know, like with all you guys on that. But talk about that dynamic a little bit, because it's really cool to see them. You know, they're just playing for the you know, senior national team and balling out at the She Believes Cup. But what has it been like, you know, like bonding with them, getting a chance to, you know, hang out with them on and off the field? Like what's that experience like?
Yeah, so I think that they've honestly become like some of the best friends that I've ever had in like my entire life, because I think there's a point where we're both past like high school and like school, so we're in like a different stage of life where it should be college, and like in college people have told me that that's where you like find your people, but I guess we didn't really have that. So I think Angel City is where we kind of found each other, and I don't want to say trauma bonding, but similar to that. So yeah, I think we talk about like soccer obviously, but I think the best thing about our relationship is that we don't really talk about soccer. Like it's just vibes. Like me and Giselle especially will just go out to like restaurants and not talk about soccer at all. And I think that's kind of important for me, especially because I think if soccer is like 100% your life, it's kind of overbearing, and like since we don't do anything outside of soccer, it's like you don't have a release. So I think I'm really grateful to have like all younger players that we can talk about like boys or like shopping and like stuff like that, where it's like it reminds us that we're still young and we're still like kids almost. And so
I mean, that's, you need that.
Yeah.
Regardless of your age even, but especially when you're at that stage of your life, you know, like that those high school, like college years are so formative, and you know, those are the people like the people I met in college and people I met in high school, like those are still some of my best friends. And so like going into a situation where it's like you and a bunch of, you know, 26, 27, you know, like that's not old, but for you
not
know,
old at all. What are you talking about?
No, but like there's bonding with like a 27-year-old and versus someone that can actually relate on your level, I feel like is so important. And the fact that you could have, you know, maybe gone into a different situation where there weren't as many young players, like it's I think an ideal thing that you guys have. So I think that's pretty cool to see. And then just seeing like, what about like on the field, do you see was there like a level of like trepidation at first when you were like playing, like both from a confidence wise and just like a skill level wise? Like was there a learning curve when you first came
like
to Angel
me
City?
with the younger players, or just me
in general? And did you feel that with the younger players as well?
I think for me, having experience with like a senior national team kind of helped me.
A World Cup, no big deal.
Just a World Cup. Yeah, just one World Cup.
Yeah, I think that experience helped me be more like comfortable in a professional environment. I guess obviously the speed of play is a lot faster, but I would say I'm pretty tall and like physical, so I think that's like a thing that I guess younger players might struggle with, like size and speed, but I think I'm lucky enough to have both of those. So yeah, I think there was obviously like the emotional and like mental part of it, which I thought I kind of had to improve on last year. But from like a physical standpoint, I thought it was like fine.
Yeah, definitely. You're gonna have those times in the field when you, especially I know when I was younger, to this day I'm still pretty bad at it. When I'm frustrated, I'm just like, ugh.
Yeah.
So it happens. It just comes with time and maturity, which that's all you got right now. You have nothing but time right now.
So when you are talk about the national team, because I think that experience and going back and forth during the season, like for these international breaks, or not really breaks, but what is that like? With the travel, there's the NWSL season is already pretty long and demanding, but with the additional like responsibilities of the national team, how do you kind of balance all of that?
I think I've made a pretty good routine, like in flight, I guess. Like obviously the flights are pretty long and pretty tiring, but I think I've had that down. But for me, I think national team is more fun, and I don't know. I wouldn't say more fun than Angel City, but I definitely have a lot of fun with my teammates there. And I think it kind of is a break from more like, I don't know. Because at Angel City, it's like everyone, I don't want to say this in a bad way, actually. Can I have a second? Sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead. We just move on to something else. Yeah.
It's just,
so I heard on another podcast you said that you got some good skin routine when you go these long trips. Can you give us any tips? Because I need it. So
so my skin actually now is bad because I'm going through a purging stage where it gets bad before it gets good. So that aside, I think I always wash my face on the plane, which I heard that some people said not to do that, but I can't. Like,
you can't listen to everyone.
It's 17 hours basically. I can't not wash my face.
Definitely.
So I like eat the dinner that comes, and then I eat a snack, and then I wash my face with like a little cleanser, and then I do a spray usually, like just a hydration spray, and then I do a mask, and then I go to sleep. But then recently they came out with like, have you seen the overnight masks, like the collagen ones?
Yeah.
I started doing that like all last year, and I thought that helped. So you
can sleep with that on your face.
Yeah.
I've tried to do that before, and
really,
I'm like 30. I'm also a mental, just like I can't deal with outside like stimuli very, very well. So I was just like, let's take it off. But I think because our founder. His girlfriend is they're both Korean.
The founder of Urban Pitch podcast.
So Gina is she's like if he's the executive director of Vibes, she's like the whatever is above that of Vibes. So she's she's all about having a good time, but she takes her skin routine very seriously. So we'll have like Gina's face like facial like studio, and so we're going through the masks, the needle treatments, and all that stuff. So
the only thing is that she says, I don't know if it's true or not, she said you gotta smack the cream in. I think she just wants to hit me to be honest.
I heard that it like stimulates your blood cells or something and then tightens your face.
Gina, I'm sorry. I was just getting getting beat up here.
Yeah, the skincare routine is a real thing, and then also one thing that I've seen about is also diet. Diet plays a big role in that too. So like getting like when you have like broth, like the collagen in the broth, like that helps your skin too. So I'm getting into these things because I just turned 30 last week, and I'm trying to
you're old. I'm older than him.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get on this now. Like I was a bit of a late starter, but it's never too late. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time to start is
now.
So, I don't know how we got on this like all the way right digression.
We just gave everybody some good tips though.
Yeah.
Lemon water with cucumbers is also very good.
Lemon water to drink.
Yeah.
But not to like wash your face with. Probably not.
Probably not.
Think so.
And then
The
green
lemon?
tea is also good.
Green tea. Okay. All right. I'll write those down. Make a mental note of it.
So back to the pitch. So back to the locker room. During game days, who's in charge of the music? Who puts the vibes? And what music are we listening to right now?
I think Mads Hammond is always on aux.
Yeah.
She kind of just plays what people want to hear, but I don't know. I feel like I'm like not in the locker room usually. I'm in the U18 locker room. But I think recently she's playing Drake's new album a lot. Everyone loves Nokia. I've heard that like 100 times.
From the U18 locker room, you could hear them.
No, like just in the gym also.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Is there a separate aux for your guys' locker room?
What are y'all playing?
No, me and Kennedy kind of just listen to our own music.
Oh,
We have very different tastes of music.
What about you? What music are you listening to?
Yeah, so what's your like go-to playlist for before games, after games?
I would say my music taste is very mixed. So I like Drake and I also like Kendrick.
Okay.
And
All right, good.
I like Travis Scott, I like Don Toliver, and I like Summer Walker and like SZA.
Yeah.
But then I also really like K-pop and like I love BTS and New Jeans and all that. So I think recently I've been more in like a Korean music era.
Okay.
Like I used to be obsessed with BTS when I was in 6th grade. Like that was like my thing. And then I kind of like got into like rap, I guess, as I went through like middle school and high school. But now I'm kind of just like back in my like 6th grade roots and like back to BTS.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You can't say a bad thing about BTS, by the way.
you
on the
can't.
internet.
You
They'll
can't.
have
I
to,
can't think of
like,
a single bad thing.
Yeah. Well, not even like if you don't believe it, but if you say something, if like you tweet something like negative about BTS, RIP to your mentions, like it's over for you.
You guys are amazing.
Yeah.
I've never heard a song.
No, my sister. Yeah, there you go. Kendrick hit one of these. Did you see that? Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, my sister's super into BTS, so
Really?
she's got so I know like she's got like a Sugar.
He's like, my favorite person.
Yeah. So, dude, do you know it's Sugar because of Shooting Guard, right? Is that so? Because his like SG, because he's a basketball fan, so his Shooting Guard. That's crazy. My sister told me that. I was like, that's insane. That's
I like it though.
Yeah, that's fire. That's cool. Yeah, but like music, I feel like music always switches, but I feel like that like 6th grade, like middle school to like early high school.
Get rid of it.
That's like the best. And
Sticks.
I mean, like that's just like, you know, it's the music you listen to when you're 13 is like the best music you'll ever listen to. Like
See, my 6th grade year was 2003. You don't know nothing about that music. You don't know nothing. Yeah, they had music back then? Yes, they did. I had a Walkman on and everything, all right?
Oh my goodness, that's funny. We'll have a segment on that in a little bit. But before we get to that, I want to talk about coming to LA. Now being in LA for how long? It's like a year and a half now?
A year and like a couple months.
Okay, so just over a year. I've seen, you know, in other interviews that you hang out in K-Town a lot. There's obviously a huge Korean population in Los Angeles. We have a lot of connections to Korean, the Korean community.
We hang out
as
on
well.
K-Town a lot.
Yeah, for like longer hours than we'd like, but you know, we still do. Like that's how it goes when you're in Koreatown. But can you talk about that and just, you know, having the representation in like playing for the Korean national team, spending time in Korea, and then now also like here in Koreatown and LA and all that.
Yeah, so actually I was like kind of scared to come to LA when I was like last year, because I saw like the sales taxes and I was like, I'm gonna hate it. But
wait, where were you moving from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. And does New Jersey not have sales tax?
They do. Okay, so New Jersey has sales tax, but then I'm from New Hampshire, which doesn't have like any tax. So actually my dad moved back to New Hampshire because he didn't want to pay like Jersey sales tax. Mm-hmm. So I was like used to it, but then like everything that I heard about LA was like traffic and sales tax, so I was like, oh.
And it's true, right?
Yeah.
Well, on the LA flag,
so.
that's like the motto on the LA flag: traffic, sales tax, Los Angeles. That's what it says. Yeah,
so that was kind of like off-putting, but then once I got to LA, like me and my mom has been the one that stayed with me like the whole time, I think. Mm-hmm. My dad's come like a little bit, but he works in New York City, so he can't be here as much. So I think having my mom here especially has helped me appreciate Koreatown for what it is, and like just the Korean population here. Like my mom, I kind of feel bad for her because she just is here with me, and then when I'm at training, it's like, what are you doing? Yeah. But she found like a church with like all Korean people, and cool. I think having like so many Korean people has also helped her connect with like the LA community. So now she's going out to dinner and like hanging out with her friends, and I'm like at home by myself.
What time are you coming back, young lady?
Yeah, I'm like, you didn't make me dinner yet.
Where's my dinner?
Just standing at the porch, like tapping your foot.
Yeah, so I think that has been like super helpful for her. And I think Koreatown is like the one thing that like I go there twice a week maybe, and it's just so nice to have like such good Korean food not in Korea. Like when I was younger, I didn't go to Korea as much, but having started with the national team, I think 2023 I was there like every month. So I think I kind of got used to it, and having like my grandmother's homemade food every single day, and like every time I was there I got used to it. And then I went back to New Jersey that has Koreatown, but it's like an hour away, and I'm like but having it here so close is just so nice. And like all my friends love Korean food also. So me and Miyabi, who is a new signed person, like she speaks Korean also, so we really bonded. And then we recently, or 2 days ago, we went to Koreatown and just had such good food and so much shopping and so much fun. So I'm really happy to have Koreatown here, but it's also so big. I have not gone everywhere yet, so that's my goal for this year.
Is explore more K-Town.
Yeah.
Like, what are your go-to spots to that you're willing to share? Because I know you can't make it like totally
not
hot,
sponsored.
Like, yeah, and that too. Yeah. Those are different ways of thinking.
Send over the ad, or we're gonna bleep it out.
Parks Barbecue, I love.
Yeah,
I think everyone
Yeah.
loves. It's so good.
Yeah.
I went there 2 days ago. And California Market, I really like for groceries. They have really fresh like kimchi and like meats and stuff, and they have really good kimbap inside the place.
Okay.
And they have a really nice Korean store, like Korean skincare, which like that's the first time I've ever seen anything like that. Like in New Hampshire, there's no Koreatown because it's New Hampshire. No one lives there. But like that you can buy anything that you can get in Korea here. Like there was these chips that I got in Korea, and I bought like a bunch thinking like I'm not going to be able to find these in the US. And then at California Market there's like a whole row of like the same chips. So I was like oh. But yeah, I think California Market, Parks Barbecue, and then I'm trying to think. I really like ice cream too. Honey Me.
Honey Me's fire.
Honey Me's so good.
Honey Me's fire. Yeah.
I just found a new spot around the corner here. I posted it last week.
Oh yeah.
So they have like a matcha ice cream. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna go after this again.
Yeah, there's the Honey Me, because there's a Korean barbecue place right by the Honey Me in K-Town.
Yeah.
And just like right after you're done, like you're like super full, but then the Honey Me's right
just
there, and
get
you're just
it,
like,
yeah.
you know, and like I can make room for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Parks
Shouldn't, but-
Parks is fancy. Like that's
Yeah.
like
And then Agashi Gopchang is also good. I go there after games because it's always like open, and it's really good also.
They got the good late night stuff.
Yeah.
In K-Town too. Yeah. So what would you say is like your go-to like Korean food?
It kind of depends. I don't always eat like barbecue. Like I really like kalguksu, and there's a place in Koreatown. I forget the name, but I get the kimchi kalguksu, which is like noodles with like a kimchi and some sort of broth.
Okay.
And yeah, I really like that. And then I like kind of like smaller foods, because sometimes eating like Korean food is really big. Like the portions are huge.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't eat all this. So I like kimbap to bring home, but I always get like the brisket at the barbecue place.
Brisket, that's probably my top.
Yeah,
like,
brisket, rice, and then kimchi jjigae is like my order
nice.
usually.
Yeah, that's
with Sprite.
Dude, I go ginger ale, but you do need the beverage like to help.
I don't really drink carbonated drinks, but when I eat barbecue, I get so like I just eat so quickly and so much.
Yeah.
It's like I need something to like wash it down.
Yeah.
So.
What are your thoughts on like Trader Joe's kimbap? Or like, because they now they have a bunch of like different Korean inspired stuff, but what are your thoughts on like?
I don't like. My mom really likes it, but I like kimbap with just like ham, spinach, and eggs, and that one has like a bunch of stuff I don't eat. So I'm like, I'm sure it's good for people that like that sort of stuff, but it's kind of too much for me.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leave all that stuff on the side. We don't want that.
Our
Take
producer
everything
Roy, when we go out to eat Korean food, I let him order because
Yeah.
No, you can't let him order because, dude. I can't. Okay, so when we ever go to Korean barbecue, you cannot sit next to Roy because he will order like the amount of food that he orders is not the amount of food he can eat.
That's like my dad.
So
my dad is
like
exactly
when you
like
sit
that.
next to him, like you have to be like, Roy, like,
Yeah.
all right, this is the last round. Like we're good after this. He goes, no, dude, like we'll get 2 rounds of brisket, like one like
Yeah.
pork belly, and I'm like, bro, okay, you better eat that. And then like mid cooking, he looks at me and goes, dude, I'm so full. Like that's so I have to end up eating
Yeah.
it, and dude, you just don't stay away from Roy. But that's it's just like it is what it is when it comes to that. But it really is cool that there is that community here for you. But when you go to Korea for like national team duty, do you get like recognized as a member of the team? Like do you feel like the growth of the sport in Korea when you are on national team duty?
I don't know if it's because I look like American.
Sure.
So I don't know if that makes me stand out, but I know we were in Korea for a camp and like an old man came up to me and said that he watched me play, and that made me feel like so good about myself. And then like this little boy also came up to me, and so that just because I know that soccer, like, it's now becoming more popular in Korea, but it hasn't always been as big as like the men's, I guess. So just like even like a couple people knowing, like recognizing who I am makes me feel like so like happy and proud, because I know like how hard some like the older players on the national team
Yeah.
have worked to like make soccer what it is in Korea. So I'm just happy that I can get kind of people know who I am.
Yeah. Do you ever what does that feel like when somebody comes up to you, and do you feel like it's like embarrassing, or like do you feel like what is that like what goes through your head when that stuff
I feel like
happens?
I'm really shy, like with people that I don't really know. So I'm kind of just like in the inside I'm really happy and like excited, but on the outside I'm like just like shy.
So when you like maybe when you don't get the reaction that someone expects to get from you, just if you go up to her,
Guys.
like just know on the inside she feels happy. It's
No,
hard.
but now I'm different. Now I'm confident.
Oh,
I'll be
yeah,
like,
there we
"Hey!"
go. There we go.
Here, sign.
Yeah.
Here, sign the forehead of the baby. Right?
No. I was just gonna say you dropped something. Like I don't know who you are.
No, yeah, that was when I was like 15, 16. But that
you've grown.
was an old me.
New year, new you.
Yeah.
You're confidence through the roof, overconfident. If anything, that's
no.
No, but like I completely understand, because we're not at the level that you are, both of us. But when people say, "Hey, we saw your podcast," and I'm like, "Thank you," and I just walk away.
Yeah, me too. Like,
I
oh,
get so
thanks.
awkward. Bye. Like Roadrunner just start running away.
Well, some people be like, "Yo, we saw your podcast, man. Why are you saying that stuff?" And then that's a different response.
Yeah, then you run.
Yeah. We did. That is exactly.
I'm all about buying running shoes this year. So
the bro's got it on right now with those.
I'm running.
Yeah, we're a very non-confrontational podcast.
Same.
So if you see
Peace
some
and
on
love,
the street,
peace and
you know,
love.
like if you had something to say, like we're not gonna come back. We're not. There's no use in that.
Just say it in the comments and leave it at that.
You don't.
TikTok be
TikTok are mean.
TikTok
They're
be
people.
mean. Like that's what
Yeah.
I'm like. Wow, how did you guys come up with this? Like,
That's why, like on Instagram especially, they don't filter the comments. So I'm like, how do you even come up with this stuff? It's so funny though.
I'm like, why are you guys so mean? Like, I just like it because I'm like, I saw it. I just want you to know that I saw it.
Right.
Passive aggressive.
Like, hate comment.
Just to let you know that I saw that your mean comment.
Author like this post. Yeah.
Just so you know that I know that you know that I saw it.
What's the craziest thing someone's ever said to you in the comment section,
Like bad?
or just like funny,
Funny,
anything,
something, yeah.
anything?
I don't remember. I think my DMs are kind of crazy though. Like,
I don't know.
I'm like,
Yeah, I don't want to even get
No
into
comment.
That's like there's some like
Yeah.
I don't, sometimes I think like social media just wasn't like we didn't need this, you know, like it's obviously provided a lot of things for us, but like at the same time, just like
you
why?
know, sometimes people ask like why I look so white. I've gotten that comment a lot. I'm like, I don't know how to answer that.
Sorry, man.
Sorry. Sorry, I don't look fully Korean when my dad is American. But
Yeah. So talk about that, because I think I saw you were the first Korean. Well, you were born in Korea, but
I was born in Korea.
Like, I don't remember the exact term, but you're the first player with American roots to play on the national team. What was that dynamic like? Was there, because you talk about the kind of initial nervousness or whatever for Angel City. Was there that with the national team? Can you talk about that a little bit? Today's podcast is also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy, the easiest place to play fantasy sports. Use our code URBANPITCH, that's one word, no spaces, to get a free pick and up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're going to start playing their Pick'em game, where you can make picks on your favorite players and teams. All you have to do is pick whether they'll go higher or lower than their expected stats. We'll share our picks here and on social media channels, and you can play along with us. Let's make watching sports even more fun with Underdog Fantasy.
Yeah, I think just in general, for my whole career, I feel like I owe it all to Colin Bell, who was the coach that brought me in for obviously the World Cup, but just that camp in general. I think he's done so much for my career by kind of believing in me. So I think the dynamic I had with him, I thought I was so confident playing with him and with the national team, because he truly I think that he truly believed in me, and I kind of felt it. So that kind of made me be more confident than maybe I would have been if he didn't. But I think with the older players, I think they were I was really scared, thinking they'd be judgy and think I was so weird for being American. But they were so nice, and I think especially with the U17s, they all thought I was so cool because I was American, and that kind of made me open up more with them. I was even shy with the U17, so when I got to the senior team, I was mute. I didn't talk at all. But I think the older players really kind of took me under their wing, and I would say I'm really close with them now, and I've become more friends with them now. But that initial camp, I was just so scared.
Let's talk about the process you getting to the senior national team, because if I'm not mistaken, you were playing club before when you got called up for the senior national team.
Yeah.
So talk about a little process. How did you work your way up to the national team, having a great U17 camp, or how did that work?
Yeah, so I started with the U17, I started with a U18. It was the one age group above the U7, the 2007, so maybe 2006 or 2005. But I did one camp with them, and I guess I was good enough. And then I played with the U17s in Australia, and then I scored 2 goals, I think, and I was pretty good with the U17s. And then we had Asian Cup qualifiers, which was the U17 camp before I got called up to the World Cup, and I think I did pretty well in that. And I think Colin saw me before that, and he thought I was good. So thank you.
The play does all the talking for you.
Yeah, the feet did all the work.
Yeah. Okay, let's take it back off the pitch, and I want to talk about, because a lot of what we cover has to deal with fashion as well. And I know Angel City's done a really good job, whether it's collaborating with different fashion brands, some of the merch that they do is very fashion forward. But then
we gotta bring the pink carpet back.
I know, yeah. The pink. They did the pink carpet before the pregame runway. They still they still do the pregame fits.
Yeah.
So can you talk about just your personal style, and then some of the better dressed players in your opinion on the team? Who's the best dressed player?
I think everybody on our team is well dressed, but in their own way. I think Sid is very iconic with the way that she dresses, and she has so much designer. I'm I wish I had your closet, but she also pulls it off. So I'm credit to you. And then Sarah Gordon has.
Sarah Gordon's just
I really like her style. It's something very different and unique to her, and I feel if I wore it, it would look absolutely ridiculous. But I think
confidence, man. You just
but she just has a different aura that makes that type of outfit look good. So I think Sarah and Sid. I'm trying to think who else, because everyone's well dressed. So it's not people aren't well dressed. It's just those two to me stick out. Right. And my style, it's still evolving, because I don't count my 16-year-old self as that's my style. I think I'm building a better closet, and I'm exploring more styles, but I really like, or I don't know, because like for training, all I wear is like sweatpants.
My 16-year-old fashion was Echo and Sean John jeans and a little bit of G Unit.
But that stuff is back in now.
Yeah, it's back
So,
in now.
like,
I gotta start bringing it back out.
It's like vintage. They call it vintage now. Though. How do you feel about? They call it, yeah, that's like vintage.
I'm not old. I'm just my golden years are coming.
No, man. Like, there's like old Facebook photos of me from like high school, and it's just like.
I feel like that's all back now, though. Like I look on TikTok, it's all like Y2K fashion.
Yeah.
But people take it too far sometimes. I'm like, please.
So I can't wear my headband with the wristbands.
No, you got to wear the Ron Artest band with the middle. They call it the D band. Have you seen that? It's like
it's like the headband with like another one in the middle of it. So it's
they were wild. They were wild
Immediately
in the
no.
2000s.
It's fashion.
There's some crazy stuff.
You should be happy you're born in this era.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't know, man. Like the kids still do some crazy stuff now, but I mean, I think seeing the cycle of everything, and it's like I was working at a high school a couple years ago, and I'll be like, yo, man, like I was like that's like an outfit that would be like we were wearing like 10 years ago. So like I feel like everything is cyclical, and it's cool to see. But are there certain brands that you gravitate towards?
Yeah, I think coming to LA has changed my style so much. So like when I lived in New Jersey, I lived in like kind of a preppier area, so it was like preppy,
like Hollister type,
or like Zara and like Love Shack Fancy, like that sort of vibe, like East Coast. And then when I got to LA, I discovered Aritzia, which aside from Nike, my number one store. I love Aritzia, and I think everything I own mostly other than Nike is from there. And Reformation I like, but everything's just so expensive. I'm like, if I had $1 million, I would be so well dressed. But
me too.
like I just like sometimes I go to the mall and I'm like, I wish I could buy all of this, but I can't. So Aritzia sweatsuits I love, and I think Skims tank tops I really like, and just Aritzia.
I'm trying to get to the point where I can just look like I'm going to the golf course at all times.
Yeah.
So once I get enough money, I'm just gonna be dressing like I'm gonna be at the golf course, just polos, relaxed fit jeans, and just call it a day.
There we go. That's like wealth. That's like
that's my goal in life.
It's a status symbol is I get to dress like I'm playing golf. That's a new type of flex. We're working towards that.
We're working hard.
Yeah, very much so. Okay, so now we're doing something a little bit different now. We've never done this before, but we're doing a new segment here. It's a little bit of a quiz show, a little bit of a trivia type deal. But Casey, you were born in 2007. That was very formative years for both of us. Julio, you want to talk about where you were in 2007?
I'm telling you, what was I wearing in 2007? Oh, all right, so I was a big Jay-Z fan. He had some shoes called the S Carters, came out by Reebok. I begged my dad for those shoes. He didn't get them for me. He got me the G Units, which was cool, but I wanted the S Carters. They had a Jamaican theme color ones. Really wanted those. Look up on Google, you guys will see them. And then what was I wearing? Carl Kanai.
Carl Connie? I don't know how you pronounce it, but that was big time.
I'm trying to think. It's been so long ago.
Yeah. Okay, so this segment, we're going to say, I'm going to give you 3 options, and then you're going to have to say if it was before, after, or during 2007.
Oh, man.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to start with social media. Okay, so these are when each social media were founded. So we have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So is Facebook before, after, or in 2007?
I watched the movie.
Same with Instagram and Twitter. Great movie, by the way.
All before?
You say all before, Julio?
Nah. Facebook was 2007. Instagram was 2012.
Okay.
Twitter was like around 2010.
Okay, so that's right. So except for Facebook was 2004.
Oh, 2004, yeah.
Yeah, so Facebook was 2004.
All right, so when Facebook first started, you needed a college ID to even be a part of it. So I wasn't able to do it to 2007 when I was, I'm old.
So Facebook was 2004.
I don't like this game.
Instagram's 2010. Instagram's 2010, and then Twitter's 2006.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, Instagram. Yeah, that was like my senior year of high school is when like Instagram kind of got popping. So like, that was like 2012, but 2010 was like the very first Instagram post. How about Pixar movies now? We got Up, Finding Nemo, and Ratatouille.
I think Ratatouille was before, and then
Okay.
the other two were after.
Finding Nemo and Up were after 2007.
Up for sure was after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Finding Nemo.
No.
I'm gonna say Finding Nemo.
I'm acting like I can remember when I was like 2.
You were not even born yet. Oh, what was I doing in 2006? Dang.
Holy, you should be getting these, dude.
Bro, I was not a big Pixar type of guy. So, all right, so what were the three? What were the
Up,
three?
Finding Nemo, Ratatouille.
No, Ratatouille was before. I think.
Ratatouille before.
Finding Nemo as well, and then Up was after.
Up was after. Okay, Up 2009, Finding Nemo 2003, Ratatouille 2007.
What?
So yeah.
Finding Nemo's that.
Yeah, Finding Nemo is like one of the first.
That young?
That old. I was like, wait.
That young?
All right. Okay. Last one. All right. Dance rap. All right. So songs with dances to them. So we got Soulja Boy's "Crank That."
Ooh, that was me. That was me.
Stanky Leg and "Teach Me How to Dougie."
All right. Teach Me How to Dougie was 2009 because I was in college hitting that. Then I hit it with the Cat Daddy right after. Soulja Boy was 2007 because I was a big Lil Wayne fan.
I knew that was 2007.
Okay. There we
Because
go.
I was a big Lil Wayne fan. I was trying to download some of his albums, and Soulja Boy would lie to us on LimeWire.
Dude, Soulja Boy is crazy.
He would lie to us on LimeWire, and then like you would try to download a Lil Wayne song, and it would be that Soulja Boy Crank That. And what was the last one?
Stanky Leg.
Stanky Leg was 05. Yeah, all before.
Oh no! What are you talking about? You said 2009.
Oh no, I'm sorry. 2009 was
Teach Me How to Dougie.
Teaching How to Dougie. 2007 was
Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy, and
And Stanky
2005
Leg?
was Stanky Leg.
All right. So you're on, except for Stanky Leg was before. Or sorry, Stanky Leg was after.
I
Stanky
thought,
Leg's
yeah,
2001.
that's what I thought.
Yeah. Stanky Leg.
That's
is,
what I thought. I was four. I know. I know what I'm talking about.
Knew that one.
No, so I used to work in an after-school program. In my kinder class, we're all born 2007. So this is 2012. They were in
Yeah.
kinder. So that was my first class. I had about 12 of those little rascals. So now, not just seeing you, it's just like I stopped working there 2016. But now knowing like they're at that age now, they're going to college. They're becoming adults. When I had them, like they were crying
Yeah.
and doing the most. So.
Can you talk about the decision of going pro instead of going to college? Like what was going into like what went into that decision?
I think it was very it was a very new thought. Like I think I was always set on like playing soccer to play in college and then go from there and like try to be professional after, but it was always like college first. And I think my parents are very educationally like
Right.
oriented. So like at school, like if I got bad grades, they would care more about my grades than if I played bad.
Right.
So I think it wasn't until after I went to the World Cup and like kind of got a taste for that level of soccer when it was like, oh, like I could actually have a future and career in this. So I would say once I got back from the World Cup, it was like I went right into online school, and then I was like trialing with other NWSL clubs because I don't know, it just didn't really make sense because I also really wanted to keep playing like national team, and like if I were to do school and then go to national team, I would miss like 3 weeks at a time,
Right,
and it just
yeah.
like it wasn't making sense. So
Yeah.
it was like it just for my development and also like on an educational standpoint, it made so much more sense to be professional and instead of going to college.
Yeah. And are you still doing like school stuff right now?
Yes. That's why I brought my iPad here. I was doing it.
There you go.
It's a
Yeah.
school night. It is a school
It
night.
is a school night.
Yeah.
I'm
yeah.
still a
How's that going?
junior, actually.
Junior in so technically junior in high school.
Yeah.
And like how does that like work?
So my online school is really good. Shout out USPA. They're amazing. But I hate online school. Like I love like my teachers and like my learning she's my learning coach. Her name is Jess, and I think she's done so much for me because I'm very hard to track down when it comes to schoolwork because
On purpose.
not on purpose. I'm just really busy, so I think online school is kind of hard to like motivate myself to do it. Especially it's like when I went to school, it was like to talk to my friends and like to hang out with people, and now I'm just like the only thing that gets me motivated is going to Starbucks and like feeling like a student, like having my computer, my iPad, and like pretending to take notes. And so I don't like online school.
It is hard. I know, especially in college for me, it was like taking online classes was so hard for me.
It's such a
opposed
hassle.
to like being there, just because like the interaction, getting to know people, like doing that group project and me doing less of the work but still getting an A. Like it was all that for me.
Yeah.
I can't picture.
He was a great student. That's why he laughed at me.
Because I was the one getting
Doing all the
Julio.
work.
I was the one getting Julio. Yeah. But I mean,
Shout out to y'all.
it's a dynamic. It's a dynamic. Julio provided. There's some still like
Comedic
like,
relief.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll bring the snacks. Y'all do the work. I was like, hey guys,
hype other people up for doing the work.
And then like I know I want it was my turn to do some work, so I was like, hey, should I go get coffee for y'all? Like you got to learn how to way to finagle your way out of these situations.
But then I've noticed people would like they would like it's like they call it like weaponized incompetence. Have you heard that?
Yeah,
Where it's like
I hate people like that.
They do
Sorry.
stuff bad on purpose. I'm not saying no. I'm not.
Not you.
Wait.
No, I'm not accusing him of
PTSD.
doing this. I'm not accusing him of doing this, but there would be people who would like just do stuff bad on purpose
That's
to
my
the
brother.
point where it'd be like, yo man,
I'm gonna get along with your brother.
Go take a walk. I'm not saying you did this. I think you would actually be the opposite of this because you still bring value wherever you go.
No, you try, but like my brother,
Try.
he will like pretend like he can't do anything. So my dad told him to take out the trash, and then he spilled the trash all over the floor. It was crying that he couldn't tie the bag, so like he doesn't have to do anything.
So now he doesn't have to steal the trash out of people.
You can tie a trash bag, so because of my brother, I don't hate people like that. I hate my brother that acts like that, I think.
So tell your brother to contact me. I'll give him more tips.
No, but
how
he
to get
doesn't
away with
wanna
more
help at
things.
all.
I'm like, oh, Dad, I'm sorry. You made me run the hills today. So I got this. So if he needs any more tips, holla at me. Like, I got you.
My brother, dude, he wouldn't do that. He would just disappear when it was like time to empty the dishwasher.
See, that's
Yeah,
step two.
my other brother does that.
Like, he's like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom, and it's like 20 minutes later, like we're putting like the dishes are done.
That
and
was
he comes
me,
back out. He goes,
actually.
oh, okay.
So I'm a middle child, so I'll just be like, I just need my alone time because it's the middle child thing to do. Like, I just need my
Middle
alone
child
time.
things.
Yeah, I just need my alone time. It's too much. Y'all stressing me out. You want to be the baby. You want to be the grown up. Like, let me just be in the middle, be by myself. So I'm telling you, I got tips.
How many siblings do you have?
I have two.
And you're the oldest?
I'm the oldest,
Okay.
but my youngest brother is like such like an incompetent little brat actually. But then the other one, he's matured into like a very helpful young man. And so now like he's kind of like the oldest in the house since I'm gone.
Yeah.
So he like actually does chores, but he like does everything for money. So he will like on Christmas
businessman.
he takes all the boxes in for like the Christmas tree, he takes everything out, and like we recently moved into our new house and he like moved all the boxes, and then one time my dog like pooped in my room, and then he cleaned it up for like $50. So
There you go. Yeah, that's pricey.
That's coming out of your like you paid him $50?
I couldn't clean it up.
That's probably 50.
Was there like a negotiating process?
No,
with him?
he's just like,
He just said $50, and then you're like, fine.
yeah. For money, he will do anything.
That's great. He knows what his sister's worth, so he didn't go for 10. He didn't go for 50. Straight up 50 is crazy.
You're professional now. You can afford it. Go ahead.
Hey, you gotta act professional. You gotta act like it says. Give me 50. What kind of
Yeah.
dog do you have?
I have a border collie, but I was so mad. I was so
That's so great. Good for him.
and yeah, I just like
My sister got to step it up. She don't never give me 50.
I would tell my brothers like, hey, I'll give you $20 if you do
I would have
this.
given him more,
And
honestly.
then I would never pay.
He doesn't watch my videos.
Good,
The youngest
good,
one
good.
watches everything. He doesn't care. So
But the youngest is gonna get word to the
Yeah.
no,
If
they're
y'all-
like
if y'all work
enemies
together-
now.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
enemies.
Yeah, they're competing against each other.
How far apart?
They're
are they?
12 and 15.
Oh, see, like my brother and I, we're 2 years apart, and we're the best of friends now. But
Yeah.
growing up, damn, I want to stop giving my age. So my dad got us a PlayStation 1. Don't laugh. Damn, you old.
PlayStation 1.
A PlayStation, no number. I don't like this right now. Sit up and like we got a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
5. But like we'll be so competitive with each other to that point. Like if I win, like he'll get mad and just like scratch the CDs.
The disc.
The disc, he'll scratch. This is good for you. So he'll scratch it, or like if he won, he would talk trash and we'll just fight. So like it was no in between. Like
It's
no
a lose-lose.
Lose. So my dad was like, I'm not getting you the PlayStation 6.
Yeah. Whenever the PlayStation 6 comes out.
Whenever it comes out, we're not getting it for you. So I only had one game system growing up because it was just
Tough one.
so competitive with my brother and I. So we were like, let's take it outside.
Do your siblings play sports?
They both play soccer, so I'm not competitive with them, but they're competitive with me.
Gotcha.
And I'm kind of like the leader of both of them,
Right.
so it's like sometimes I pick which one has like more benefits to me, and then I team up with them, and then we go attack the other one.
That's very much
Yeah.
older sibling energy where you're never the one getting teamed up on.
Yeah,
You're scheming.
never. They wouldn't dare team up on me. And then my like second youngest brother is getting like tall, so he's taller than me. But since I did taekwondo, he's like scared of me now.
Yeah.
Or no, I feel like he'll never not be scared of me. I think I always. I don't want to say beat him up, but I hit him the hardest. So now it's like
Motivate him.
Even though he's taller and like bigger than me, like I still hold that power.
Self-defense. Good. Yeah, you got to hold on to that
Can't
as long
let
as you can.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, because once it's gone, it's gone. My sister
yeah.
tries to wheel me in. It's like, it's over, girl. Like, hey, you was the oldest one 10 years ago. Like, leave me alone. We both grown at this point.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Listen, I know we could continue this and get into this.
Talk about
sibling
my youngest
dynamic.
all night.
Yeah, but you got things to do. You're busy, professional. We, got some stuff, I guess, going on. But we just want to thank you again for coming by because this has been a lot of fun. And,
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I got to go stretch before I fall asleep or I'm pulling something. That's how old I am, so.
Me too.
Yeah. we got team yoga after this. So, listen, this has been great. Thank you again for coming by, Casey. We're gonna be watching you this season. We're looking forward to another fantastic NWSL season. One thing that I did forget to ask about though was the new jerseys. What are your quickly before we get going? What are your thoughts on?
I love the new jerseys, and I found out that the person that designs the Korea jerseys is the same person that did our new LA
wow.
kit. So I was like, that's why I liked it so much.
That makes sense because
yeah.
the Korea jerseys don't miss.
Never miss.
I'm rocking one now.
Yeah.
You said it was a way old and kind of.
5 years is way old for
No,
you.
it's vintage.
Bro,
There we go.
This
There we
is 2020.
go.
What are you talking about?
Hey, I'm going straight to like CBS buying me Just for Men and coloring these white hairs out. Like,
You're cool. You're good on that, man.
I'm
you got
young.
luscious locks flowing right now.
If I go try to play soccer against kids right now and pull something, I'm gonna blame it on you because I'm like, I'm still young, all right?
But yeah, the jerseys, I'm like across the board. NWSL jerseys look great. But Angel City, I think they did a great job.
I was like so surprised when I saw it because like they said it was gonna be really cool, but I wasn't expecting like so much detail.
Right.
And so like at media day they had like all like the backdrops too. I think that the new jerseys are so nice. I'm excited to wear them. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to watch you guys in those jerseys, and we'll be there at the home games this year. Possibly making a road trip. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely. That's the plans.
Yeah. Well, I know there's a lot in store for this season, and we're excited for that. But thank you again for coming by. This has been another episode of the Urban Pitch Podcast, The Beautiful Game of Life. For Casey Phair, Julio Monterosa, I'm Ramsey Abushala. We'll see you next week.